Prime Minister of the Togolese Republic, Foreign Minister of the Togolese Republic, Honorable Ministers present, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Today, 21st October, marks the Africa Day for the promotion and protection of human rights. Today is a reflection of how far we have come as a continent, how far we have to go, particularly in promoting democratic governance. I'm very pleased, therefore, on behalf of the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, to convey special appreciation to the government and people of Togo for this very landmark this initiative. To strengthen transitions towards democratic governance in Africa is timely. And for us in the African Union, we'll continue to promote and support such initiatives. We have to work together to build a peaceful, resilient, and stable Africa, working together to implement the moonshot aspirations of Agenda 2063. Excellencies, the collective struggle towards democratic transition since the third wave spans the 20th century. It set the African continent on a path of political reform, culminating in a complex tapestry of multi-party democracy. It also pushed aside autocratic and authoritarian one-party or military dictatorships. But structural, systemic challenges have remained. And this is the beauty of such a forum today. Unconstitutional changes of government have become a sign of democratic regression. Terrorism, violent extremism, from north to south, west to east, no continent, our entire continent, no region is spared the scourge of this deadly phenomenon. Transitional organized crime have become commonplace. And we see a clear and present danger. The impact of climate change have never been felt, impacting the very existence of our African governance architecture and our African peace and security architecture. So on all fronts, how can we achieve our sustainable development goals or the 7 aspirations of Agenda 2063 when we are dealing with insecurity, right, left, and center? But, Excellencies, Prime Minister, distinguished colleagues, democracy remains our only tested model. No other governance structure can replace democracy. But that democracy, the democratic model, must, of course, be constantly adapted to the needs of our people, not just for the sake of democracy. Democracy, some say, is not perfect. Absolutely correct. But it is still the only way for inclusive democratic processes to thrive. We therefore know that democracy is work in progress, and this forum should really probe more about it. Today, this century, this month, no other continent has embraced military rule. But our challenges are peculiar. The challenges we face may be peculiar, but the solution must also remain African and inward. It is for this reason that the African Union has been working in the whole spectrum of the system on the continent with regional economic communities, with member states, to promote more democratic transitions. With the UNDP, we have set up the Africa Facility to support inclusive transitions, and Mali, Burkina Faso will be beneficiaries. At the same way, we continue to work with the European Union on the early response mechanism to build the capacity to resist some of the challenges that we are facing on our continent. Excellencies, the next 2 days will provide the platform to engage intensely on these issues. I would therefore want to leave you, permit me, with 5 key messages that I believe in the African Union we should embrace. The first is that political transition should not be endless. It's complex, it's delicate. Our analysis shows that the same countries, all countries currently suspended, unfortunately, from the African Union family are repeat offenders, meaning that political transitions have not been well grounded. And we have to make them work this time. But we believe that it must continue to be within a practical time context. Our shared values must continue to guide our collective adherence to the Constitutive Act and the various legal frameworks that we have. Key message number 2, Prime Minister: political transition can only be legitimate if it is inclusive.
Des transitions politiques. Numéro 3. De démocratie. Pour des changements non constitutionnels, les défis sont énormes, mais nous comptons sur la solidarité africaine afin d'aboutir au bon port. Enfin, le droit de l'homme doit être le point essentiel pour les transitions. Le droit au développement, le droit à chaque citoyen d'être sécurisé et protéger l'environnement et soi-même. Il y a 23 ans, Excellence, à Lomé, un instrument politique africain a eu lieu à travers la déclaration de Lomé sur les institutions non constitutionnelles. Et donc, cette décision de grande envergure doit se faire remarquer partout dans le monde. Et nous devons avoir l'esprit de Lomé qui continue de guider et de s'assurer que il faut plus de démocratie, beaucoup plus de paix et beaucoup plus de sécurité. Merci.